Putin agrees to NATO-style protection for Ukraine. Red states send troops to D.C. in the city where your grocery bill hurts the most. And stick around, America's most conservative college, a sweet new state fair craze, and the surprising power of the name Robert are all in today's podcast extra section. And here's today's trivia question. What strange rumor recently went viral about Chicago's Cloudgate sculpture, better known as the Bean? I'll tell you at the end of the show. It's Monday, August 18th. This is the Flyover Podcast. Welcome to the Flyover Podcast, taking you above the noise for an unbiased, high-altitude view of today's headlines with daily coverage that's honest and refreshing. Let's cruise the news and land the facts. Good morning, happy Monday, and welcome to the Flyover Podcast. I'm your weekday host, Ayla Brown, and it feels really good to start the week off with you again. When I leave on Friday, it's really great to unwind and spend time with my family, but I'm always energized to get back here in the studio and start a new week. So let's take off with the biggest stories of the day. Russia has agreed to allow the U.S. to provide security guarantees to Ukraine as part of ending the war, according to President Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, who attended Friday's peace summit between President Trump and Russian President Putin in Alaska. The security guarantee would essentially treat Ukraine as a member of NATO in the event of a future Russian invasion. Article 5 of the NATO alliance treats an attack on one member as an attack on all. The announcement comes ahead of President Trump's meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky today at the White House. A potential land swap with Russia will be central to the discussion. Zelensky will be joined by European Union President Ursula von der Leyen, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and other European leaders in working toward, quote, ironclad security guarantees for Ukraine. And 3 Republican-led states have committed National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. after President Trump enforced a federal intervention in the city last week, citing complete and total lawlessness. West Virginia, South Carolina, and Ohio will deploy more than 700 troops combined to D.C. in the coming days. West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey said his state is, quote, proud to stand with President Trump in his effort to restore pride and beauty to our nation's capital. The move follows a request from the Pentagon's National Guard Bureau and will roughly double the Guard's presence in the capital. Troops will assist with patrols, security, and crowd control near landmarks like the National Mall and Union Station. And new data visualization ranked the top 20 American cities with the highest cost of groceries, with Honolulu at the top. Food prices there run over 20% higher than in New York City. The index uses New York City as the baseline at 100, so San Francisco scores 100.1, Seattle 95.3, and Boston 90.5. Less expected entries include Atlanta at about 79.4 and Denver at 78.6, where grocery costs now rival those in traditionally pricey coastal cities. Honolulu's high prices are driven by isolation and import costs, while mainland cities are feeling the effects of rising meat prices, farm labor shortages, and inflation across the supply chain. And as someone who lives in Massachusetts, which came in third on this list, I can tell you grocery prices are really getting out of control, and there's nothing we can do about it. What about your state, though? You can see the full list in today's show notes. Here are your top political headlines. The White House is brushing off a strange story out of Alaska, where summit documents for President Trump's meeting with Vladimir Putin were reportedly left on a public hotel printer. Officials laughed it off, even mocking NPR for treating what turned out to be a lunch menu as a major breach. Also from that Alaska summit, Putin reportedly read aloud a letter from First Lady Melania Trump during his sit-down with President Trump. The letter was focused on the welfare of children in both Ukraine and Russia. And former FBI Director James Comey is back in the headlines. In a new video, he admitted that listening to Taylor Swift is his coping mechanism for dealing with his frustrations with President Trump. He says her message about not giving critics power helps him keep perspective. Last week, I went into my cupboard and got my Native Path Hydrate packet to put in my water and realized, oh my gosh, this is my last one. But guys, guess what? I bought more. I always tell people why I love Native Path Hydrate. It's only 230 milligrams of sodium, and some of those other mixes have almost 1,000 milligrams of sodium, which is crazy amounts of sodium that no one should be consuming. Native Path, though, you can have it every day, and they taste really good. Obviously, that's why I have none left. It's completely natural, sugar-free, and just 5 calories per serving. And with their 365-day money-back guarantee, there's no risk, okay? So try it for yourself at nativehydrate.com/flyover, nativehydrate.com/flyover, or click the link in the show notes below. Moving on to some bonus stories just for listeners of the Flyover podcast. First, a tiny Catholic liberal arts school in California has been named the most conservative college in the U.S. by the Princeton Review. It's Thomas Aquinas College, with just 372 students, sitting right outside liberal Los Angeles. The school is known for its Socratic-style teaching and faith-centered community. On the flip side, Reed College in Portland was named the most liberal. These rankings come from surveys of 170,000 students across nearly 400 schools. There's also a new food craze popping up at state fairs across the country. Dubai-inspired chocolate desserts. They're based on a luxury chocolate bar that went viral in Dubai back in 2021, made with pistachio cream, crispy pastry, and rich chocolate. Now I'm hungry. And now you can find fair versions turned into brownies and cheesecakes and even strawberry cups in places from California to Texas. Critics say the American versions stray pretty far from the original, but with long lines and social media buzz, it looks like they're rivaling funnel cakes as this year's must-try fair food. And here's one for the boardroom. Apparently, Robert, the name Robert, is the power name for CEOs in America. A new study found it's the most common name among Fortune 500 leaders, with 21 of them, including Disney's Bob Iger. Other classics like Michael, James, and John follow right behind. Researchers say this shows just how much old naming trends still shape leadership, even as names like Aiden or Ethan dominate baby lists today. Funny enough, despite all those powerful Roberts in business, no U.S. president has ever been named Robert. But you know who is? My husband. My husband's name is Robert, and it is a strong name, I will tell you that. But he's not a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, at least not yet. Okay. Coming up from the diamond to your downloads, a Little League pitcher goes viral with some swagger, and ChatGPT's app just crossed a $2 billion milestone. In finance, ChatGPT's mobile app has brought in an estimated $2 billion since launching in May of 2023. On average, it makes about $2.91 per download worldwide, and closer to $10 per download in the United States, showing just how profitable AI apps have become. Over in the auto world, Volkswagen is now charging drivers in Europe to unlock the full performance of its ID.3 electric car. Owners can pay either $21 a month or a one-time fee of $825 to boost the car's power to 228 horsepower, a move sparking plenty of debate over subscription-based car features. Would you pay that? And in tech, Samsung is gaining ground on Apple in the U.S. smartphone market. The surge is thanks to its foldable phones, which are becoming more popular and showing that consumers are curious about new phone designs beyond the standard flat screen. In sports, the Little League World Series is getting some extra attention thanks to Connecticut pitcher S.J. Taxilitaridis. He went viral after telling an opposing batter exactly what pitch was coming and then striking him out and staring him down. The clip has been making the rounds online, and of course, you can see it in today's show notes. Also in Major League Baseball, the Baltimore Orioles have called up their top prospect, catcher Samuel Basallo. He's just 20 years old and ranked among the best young hitters in the game, so fans are excited to see what he brings to the lineup. And over in basketball, Lakers star guard Luka Doncic gave fans a scare during a Eurobasket exhibition game where he went down with a knee injury. The good news, early reports say it doesn't look serious, so he should be fine for the upcoming NBA season. Still to come, scientists may have just built a diamond tougher than the real thing. Saturn's moon Titan is putting on a rare show, and 2 Hollywood legends leave behind unforgettable legacies. In science and tech, a new experimental cancer vaccine is showing some real promise. In an early UCLA trial, patients with tough-to-treat cancers like pancreatic and colon cancer stayed cancer-free for almost 20 months after getting the shot. It's still in the early stages, but researchers say this could be a huge step in preventing cancer from coming back after treatment. Over in Beijing, scientists just pulled off something pretty wild. They made a new type of diamond in the lab that's modeled after the kind found in meteorites. It has a hexagonal crystal structure that could be up to 58% harder than regular diamonds. If it proves stable, it might be a game changer for things like industrial tools and high-performance electronics. And skywatchers might want to mark their calendars for Tuesday, tomorrow. Saturn's biggest moon, Titan, is going to cast a shadow across the planet's cloud tops. That kind of alignment only happens once every 15 years, so astronomers are pretty excited to catch it while it lasts. Let's wrap up some stories that you might have missed, but you definitely want to hear about. And we'll start with the bad news. British actor Terence Stamp has died at the age of 87. He was best known for his role as General Zod in Superman 2 and his award-nominated debut in Billy Budd. But his career spanned decades, playing everything from villains to unlikely heroes. Also in entertainment news, soap opera fans are mourning the loss of Tristan Rogers. He played Robert Scorpio on General Hospital for decades and passed away at 79, just weeks after revealing a lung cancer diagnosis and making one final appearance on the show. In more light news, Michigan, well, maybe not so light. In Michigan, a high school cross-country team went viral for turning a tourist challenge into a serious workout. They carried a giant down tree up the 450-foot dunes at Sleeping Bear. And the video of this effort is, first of all, incredible, but it's racking up so many views online, and you can watch this incredible video in the show notes below. You're going to start sweating after watching it. And Sylvester Stallone gave fans a peek inside his Palm Beach estate filled with artwork and personal touches. Stallone says the move from Los Angeles gave him and his wife, Jennifer, a fresh start in what he calls a warm, livable retreat. Now here's yesterday's poll question and the results. Are you a member of your local public library? 53% said yes, 40% said no, and 7% said, I should get a library card. I am one of the people who voted yes. I do have a library card, and so does my 3-year-old son. And we check out books. Not all the time, but we have a few times, and it's really fun. And you get good deals for museums. If you've ever checked out your local library, they always have discounts for things. And here's the poll question for today. What's your favorite kind of chocolate? Milk chocolate, dark chocolate, white chocolate. I love them all. Or I hate chocolate. Oh, how could you hate chocolate? I love all chocolate, I think. But if I had to choose a favorite, I would go with dark chocolate because I think it's like slightly healthier. So in my brain, I think I can have more of it and I'll be better. I'll read the answers in tomorrow's show. And by the way, you can vote. It takes 2 seconds. Just go to the show notes below and click the answer that you want to vote on. All right, here's the trivia question. What strange rumor recently went viral about Chicago's Cloudgate sculpture, better known as the Bean? Answer: the viral rumor claims that a man has been trapped inside Chicago's famous Bean ever since it was constructed in 2004, According to the tale, the shiny walls are actually a one-way mirror, letting him watch the world outside while remaining hidden. Now, city officials have dismissed the idea, but the story is spread online as a tongue-in-cheek performance art piece, complete with parody protests, social media accounts, and even local businesses playing along. How fun. Now that's it for the Flyover podcast. Before we officially wrap up, a quick thank you. Because of you, the Flyover raised $1 million in under 2 weeks. That makes us one of the fastest crowdfunding campaigns in the country. If you missed it, don't worry. We've launched our next $1 million round with up to 10% bonus shares still available. Shares are just $2 each with a $750 minimum. You can learn more at invest.jointheflyover.com. Okay, everyone, have a great Monday. I will be back tomorrow with more headlines. Until then, thanks for flying with us.